Prepositions. You can't live with them, you can't live without them. Now, most teachers will tell you there are simply no rules for learning prepositions. You just have to practice and learn them. However, there are some guidelines, some explanations that, although they are not rules, might help you understand how to use prepositions. In today's lesson, I am going to be looking at adjectives with prepositions. Most common prepositions are of, to, about, for, with, at, by, in, and from. So it is no wonder why you get so confused with so many prepositions. Before we get started, don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, do click that button below, and of course the notifications bell until it looks like this, so you are one of the first to watch our new lessons, and of course get a response to your comments to make sure that we correct your English and help you learn. So, prepositions do often follow adjectives. These are called an adjective complement. They are dependent on the preposition. You need to use them for it to make sense. The preposition always comes directly after the adjective and usually followed by a noun or a gerund. That's the verb in the noun form, so don't forget that grammar point. And this forms a prepositional phrase. For example, I'm scared of spiders. He's happy about the wedding. These are prepositional phrases, and we need these prepositions in order for the sentence to make sense. These prepositions appear after adjectives to elaborate on the ideas or emotions of the adjective. Hopefully this is starting to make sense. Sometimes there are alternatives, but I'm going to give you the one that is most commonly used with each adjective and explanation. So let's start with. When do we use with? Well, there's usually some kind of connection, a link, or of course a connection between people and things, or a cause of an emotional state. That is when we would usually use with. So here are some examples. I'm angry with him. I'm furious with him. I'm annoyed with her. I'm fed up with her. I'm bored with this. I'm bored with this game. You could also say I'm bored of this game. That also works. So remember, sometimes there's more than one option. Content or happy with something. I'm content with my life. You can be fine with, okay with. I'm fine with him now. I'm okay with that. Disappointed with or displeased with somebody or something or a situation. It gets confusing. Or of course, on the opposite, pleased with. I'm really pleased with myself. I'm really pleased with myself for making such a fantastic cake. So there we have with, where there's often connections or a cause of the emotion. Often with more passive sentences, with can be used to describe the state of people or things. The square was filled with people. The piñata was stuffed with sweets. London is crowded with people at Christmas time. Can you think of any more examples that we use an adjective with? Write them in the comments box below and help each other learn this preposition. Now, the next one, adjectives with for. For can be used to demonstrate a purpose or reason. For example, London is famous for Big Ben. She was happy for her brother. She felt hopeful for the future. Here you can see purpose and reason. So let's look at some more examples. You can be eager for something. You can be eligible for something, famous for something, grateful. I was so grateful for his help. Notorious, the opposite of famous, to be known for something but it's bad. He was notorious for lying. You can be prepared for something, ready for something, renowned, similar to famous really, renowned for her excellent work, responsible for someone, suitable, that's really suitable for the occasion, or of course, similar to grateful, thankful for. I was thankful for your help. Okay, adjectives with about. This typically goes with something that's quite emotive, causing emotion, or in regards to specific situations or events. For example, I was angry about the mistake. I was furious about the argument. I was furious about the situation. I was mad about it. My neighbor was angry about the loud music. Anxious about, nervous about, stressed about, worried about. All of these, again, with specific situations. I was stressed about the exams. I was worried about the exams. I was anxious about the exams. I was nervous about the exams. Can you see the pattern forming? You can also be excited, happy, sorry, or upset about a specific situation. But remember, if you use with, you would often be referring to the person. I was happy with him, but I was happy about the situation. So there are subtle differences between these prepositions when there's 2 or 3 options. So be careful with that. But about, often referring to more emotive adjectives and specific situations and events. Right, adjectives with of. Of can identify a mental or physical state, fear, exhaustion, anxiety, or descriptions for actions and people. Like I said before, she's afraid of the spider. She's frightened of the spider. She's scared of the spider. She's terrified of the spider. You could also have things like, it was kind of you to do that. It was nice of you to do that. It was sweet of you. It was thoughtful of you to do that, to make me a cake. It was odd or strange of you. It was strange of you to change your mind like that. It was odd of you to change your mind. You can also be proud of somebody. I was really proud of my little sister for passing her exams. It was rude of you to talk like that. It was smart of you to have that idea. I am sick of cooking. I am tired of cooking. It was silly of you to say that. It was stupid of you to do that. You can also be ashamed of yourself, someone, something. Aware of, meaning you understand. He was aware of the problem. You can be capable of something, meaning you can do it. He was capable of swimming very fast. You can be certain of something. Conscious, envious, independent, jealous, and typical. It was typical of him to eat fish and chips on a Friday. So there we go, the preposition of with adjectives. Now, when to is paired with an adjective, it can describe behaviours, states, or connections between things and people. For example, he was accustomed to living in the UK. He was accustomed to living in the UK, meaning he was familiar with it. She was addicted to chocolate. He was committed, dedicated, devoted to his wife. She was friendly, kind, good, and nice to him. It's describing a behaviour, isn't it? She was kind to him yesterday when she helped him with his homework. Be careful, we say married to, not married with. When you say married with, we'd often say, I'm married with 2 children. This means you can also be mean to, rude to, unfriendly to somebody, not very nice. Again, describing your behaviour. Or you can be opposed to something, meaning you're against it. I'm opposed to, dare I say it, Brexit. And finally, you can say similar to. He had similar ideas to mine. Now, most adjectives that take at can also use by, which gets a little bit confusing and annoying. Let's have a look at some examples. These prepositions illustrate causes for specific reactions or emotional responses. By can be used in place of at only because these sentences require passive voice. So, the man was amazed by or at the people offering to help him. She was astonished at or by or at his kindness. I was shocked by or at his behaviour. She was surprised by or by her exam results. At can also describe skills and abilities when paired with positive or negative adjectives. such as good and bad, as previously mentioned. She's good at swimming, she's bad at swimming. In this case, we would not replace at with by because it's not a passive sentence. So she's good at swimming, not she's good by swimming. Adjectives with in. Some adjectives can be paired with in, show connections or relationships between people and things. For example, he's interested in learning English. He's involved in a football club. Adjectives with from can emphasize a point of opposition, being opposite, or the result of an action. Turquoise is different from blue. The umbrella protected us from the rain. I became tired from studying all night. So finally, some adjectives, like I said, they do have multiple prepositions. Some prepositions can change the meaning of a sentence, so be careful when you use those. Others can be used interchangeably, meaning there's no real difference in meaning. For example, at and by. Here are some examples that take multiple prepositions but have the same meaning. I was sorry about the mistake. I was sorry for the mistake. He was disappointed in her decision. He was disappointed about her decision. However, prepositions are not always interchangeable, and in some cases, like these coming up, they do change the meaning of the sentence. They can only be used to describe specific nouns or gerunds. So for example, adjectives that are paired with and for generally refer to people, whereas about generally refers to situations, events, or gerunds. I'm so happy for them. I was really happy about the decision. I was really angry with my friend. I was really angry about her cheating on the test. Now, if that hasn't been a bit of a preposition overload, I don't know what is. I really hope you enjoyed the lesson, and please do comment below in the box. Use these prepositions and adjectives to make some sentences about yourself. Tell me what you're interested in. Tell me what you've been angry about recently. Tell me what you're proud of, or who. And don't forget to click that subscribe button below and the notifications bell to be part of the Love English community. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you with a little bit of a less intense lesson next time.